Good morning and happy Monday. It is the 1st of June and it is the first day of the Make Your Myth Taker Readathon. Yes. Hi. Hi, baby. Yeah. He loves this camera, but it is the first day of the Make Your Myth Taker Readathon. I'm going to be vlogging probably all of June. What? Yes. However, I'm going to be trying to do my Make Your Myth Taker TBR, the stuff that I've picked out for it, within the first about 2 weeks because I have other readathons that I do want to get to, and I've been a little overly ambitious with the books I actually want to read in the month of June. So I have about 8 books that I'm trying to get through in the first 2 weeks. We will see how that goes through this week, obviously. I'm actually planning on doing 2 paths for the Make Your Myth Taker Readathon, which is why I have 8 books here. And I did post a TBR video earlier, so I will link that down below in case you want to look through that. But otherwise, I'm going for the Oracle and Monarch / Goddess path. And you're supposed to read your books in order of like one path first. However, I have a sort of story in my head that I want to portray. And so I'm going to be sort of simultaneously doing them. I'm actually going to be doing like one Oracle book, one Monarch book, one Oracle book, one Monarch book, one Oracle book, one Monarch / Goddess book, the last Oracle book, and then the last Goddess book. So that's how I have it. The first book that I am going to be reading is an e-arc of Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power. This is for the Oracle path of, I think it's, what is it? Go Into a Book Blind. And I literally have no idea what it's about anymore. I do have Wilder Girls on my TBR shelf somewhere that I just never read. But back when I first heard about Burn Our Bodies Down, I really wanted to read it. I found it on NetGalley, which is where I get my e-arcs, and I was approved for it a few months ago. I have since forgotten everything that it's about, so I'm totally going in blind. And then I do have my stack of the rest of the 7 books here. So I will be starting to read hopefully soon. I do a lot of my best reading at night after Presley goes to bed because of the fact that he does end up sleeping in bed with us. I know you're not supposed to, but this is how we sleep. I say this at the beginning of every vlog. So if you watch my vlogs, you know this already. But yes, I'm hoping to start reading it earlier than that because I do want to finish like 8 books in about 2 weeks. But I did want to, I guess, just start off this vlog, show you what I'm going to be reading. Now, this is my first video that I'm filming since everything has been happening, since George Floyd and everything like that. I posted a couple videos since, but those are ones that I actually filmed a couple weeks ago and, you know, had pre-filmed and slowly got them edited to put out. I'm going to be leaving links down below for petitions and places that you can donate. I know that whatever I am feeling about this is nowhere near what any Black people are feeling about this, and I just know that I'm going to be trying my best to hold others, especially other white people, accountable. There is no way I want my son to grow up in this world, and I can't even imagine how other Black people feel having their kids grow up in this kind of world. And I'm really hoping that these protests and everything bring about change, but I have no idea how long things might go on for. But I will try to not be silent. I don't have a huge platform, but I do have something. So I'm going to leave all those links down below. I did include those links in some of my previous videos that I had pre-filmed as well. Okay, so I just wanted to update that I'm currently on, ooh, can we see it? Barely. Chapter 10 of Burn Our Bodies Down. It's like 31%, and I still don't know what's going on. I think that's sort of the point at this point, though. But basically, we are following our main character of Margot, who like lives with her mother and has no contact with any sort of other family, didn't even know she had any other family. And the way that the story is written, at least so far, has been not very much like poetic language, but in such a way that everything is very vaguely stated. So I was a little bit confused at first with that. But by the time we got to around 20-ish% and the story really started to get going, I haven't found myself minding as much. But so she basically finds out that she does have family. She has a grandmother in a town, like it's all very small town stuff, like a town like 3 hours away, and so she ends up running away from her mom to go there, and then something mysterious has happened, and it has to do with a fire. Burn Our Bodies Down, obviously, is the title. There have been little bits and pieces of like fiery imagery, and there was something with a candle at the beginning of the book. I don't know what any of it means. The mysterious aspect, I don't want to say even what we do know yet, because it's not something written in the synopsis. It would be a spoiler, but I have no idea what it means or where it's going to go yet. But I think I've gotten more used to the way it's written, which is good, because yeah, at first I think it was just because it was so vague. She would say, you know, something about her mom, but it was like in such like the candle and stuff. Like I said, there was a candle at the beginning, and like she would mention it, but not really, and so it was a little bit confusing at first. Like I was reading it, I was going along with it, but like it wasn't really giving me any like atmosphericness, and I was just sort of confused. But now that I think we're actually getting into like the actual, I guess, plot and like what's going to go on, I'm getting more used to it. I think that's going to be better. I'm about, like I said, 31% of the way in, and I keep doing this with my hand. I don't know why, I'm sorry. But yeah, 31% of the way in. It's about 4 o'clock, and so in a couple hours or so we will be having dinner, and then eventually the baby is going to go to bed, and I will get a lot more reading done. I don't know if I'm actually going to finish the book today. I would have liked to, but I just don't think that's going to happen because it took me a little while to get into it. But I will hopefully finish it tomorrow, and I will definitely give you guys an update then, if I can't give you one about my reading at night. Say good morning. This little chunker woke up at 4:30 this morning. I have to say I am incredibly lucky that my husband decided to, you know, stay up with him for a little bit. But not just that, the fact that my in-laws are still here from China, and they have been lately getting up at like 5:30 when he wakes up and taking care of him for a couple hours so we can sleep in a little bit more. And 4:30 is the earliest he's woken up lately. He's also doing this thing where he just sticks his tongue out because he's teething. That's his like new favorite thing. He also likes to blow raspberries with it. But yeah, 4:30 this morning. Absolutely crazy, ridiculous. I'm using his head to push up my glasses. Yeah, I love you. He turned 10 months old yesterday, but we didn't find any time to take his 10-month-old pictures, so I think we're gonna try and do that later today. It's also Blackout Tuesday, which I know a lot of people, for them, means not going on social media and everything. I am personally using it more as to uplift Black voices, and currently it's on mute so that I can talk to you guys, but I am streaming this video that is all about like Black artists and musical artists, and all of the ads that it's going to play are going to be monetized to be donated. So we're doing this in the background of like our day right now, but all of the YouTube videos that I'm watching today are going to be by Black booktubers because that's basically what I watch. I also got, I'm gonna have to put this baby down a little bit and grab my phone so I can talk to you guys about my book as well. So I'm 61%. I don't think you guys can really see that. Probably not. I'm on chapter 18 of hi baby. Did you want to say hi? Chapter 18 of Burn Our Bodies Down, and I still don't fully know what's going on. We've started to get a little bit more, I don't want to necessarily say answers because they are answers, but I don't think it's the full story, obviously. So yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it well enough. The writing style is still a little bit weird, but not as jarring as the first time I was reading it, so like the first few chapters. I believe, oh, please don't stand on my tummy. He like tries to climb up me and that's not fun. Okay, sit down there. So according to my Kindle app, I have about 1 hour and 15 minutes left in the book. So I definitely do want to finish that today. And then my next book is a graphic novel. So I think I want to finish that today as well. So we're basically would be doing like 2 books within about 2 days. We shall see. But I watched some, like I said, booktubers today. I also ordered a couple new books. Yeah, okay. Dude, can we not eat the books? Thank you. Yeah. He likes to gnaw on them, and since he's teething, his drool is like super strong, dissolving. But we have read books. He has this pile of books over here with my piles of books, but it's right next to his diapers, like right on the other side of this blue part of the gate. And if he wants books, he'll go and stand at this end of the couch and like whine and try and reach the gate. So I gave him books this morning because that's what he wanted. And so sometimes he likes to try and open them up and like flip through them, but then other times he just wants to chew on them. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Yeah. So, he just woke up from his nap, and I just finished Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power. It's like 4:30, 4:40. Took me a little bit longer because I wanted to film today, and that took me a little bit longer because of him. But I did get some filming in. I need to edit tomorrow. Well, you know, whatever. But I did finish the book. I'm giving it 3 stars. I really just thought there was going to be more. Like, once they actually got to the reveals, I guess I should say, I was waiting for an actual explanation, but it was just like, this is what it is. And so, I don't know, I sort of guessed part of that when the first weird thing happened at like 20% of the way in. I just fully expected it to have more explanation, I guess, more of something, so I knew what was going on. What is it? Bessie. But yeah, I was just expecting more. It wasn't necessarily bad, but at the same time, I don't fully understand some of the aspects of it. Other aspects were just sort of like, this is what it is. And I didn't like the writing style very much because of the fact that I think it was trying to be a little bit more mysterious than it was originally. I haven't read Wilder Girls yet, so I don't know. I don't know how much of the writing style is the same there, but it just felt like it was trying too hard to be vague. Part of it was a little bit poetic as well, but not in anything that I haven't read before. but there would be a lot of the times where like Margot, our main character, would be talking to her mom or her grandma, and they were not saying everything. Like even Margot wasn't saying everything that she meant, but apparently they understood her and she understood them, and I didn't understand. So there was just a lot of vagueness to the dialogue and what was going on that I don't think helped the plot. So yeah, 3 stars, a little bit disappointed, even though I didn't know what I was getting into going into it. But yeah, my next read is over there, and I got this one cuddling right now. So I think I'm gonna have to show you guys that later. Like I said, he just woke up from his nap, so now we got cuddles. Yeah. You see yourself? Yeah. Okay, Nine took the baby. So, this is going to be my next read. This is technically for the first prompt of the Monarch Path, which is to read a book with a queen main character. And our tiger character over here is technically our queen character. That's all I really know. This is the captain of the guard, they're going to Isola, which is like an island, to try to reverse the curse. I do believe there's probably at least one more volume or so with this. So we shall see how much I like it. I'm really hoping I do, because the artwork is gorgeous in here. And yeah, this is a one-sitting sort of book. So either this evening, tonight, I should be reading this. Somebody saw that I pulled the camera out and he booked it over here as fast as he could crawl. I have just finished Isola Volume 1 by Brendan Fletcher and Carl Kerschel. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. The art is beautiful, and it's one of those graphic novel comic bind-ups that some pages are basically just panels of the art. Like there's not as much dialogue, so it is still a little bit mysterious, but at the same time I was riveted through the whole thing, probably because of how gorgeous it is. Just a second, baby. Yeah. But we do have our 2 main characters here on the front. We have our queen, who is named Olwen, who is throughout this basically a full tiger, like can't talk. And then we have our captain of the guard character, who is named Rook. They are both women, and there does seem to be some romantic feelings potentially between the two, which I didn't realize. Yeah, you're okay. Which I didn't realize, but I really enjoyed that little small aspect. It hasn't been fully confirmed, but they do seem to be more than just like queen and captain of the guard. Okay. And because he's here, apparently I had to put the book down. But basically there was some sort of curse put on Queen Olwen, and they are now trying to find a sort of mythical island called Isola, which is supposed to be like an island of the dead. There is lots of lore in here that I don't know that we fully understand yet. There was some sort of like big monstery creature that I think they were talking about as potentially god-like things, potentially. There's also a faction of people called the Moro, which they can like, I think they did it to themselves, where it's like they're part human, part beast. Like they put body parts of animals onto themselves. Like I don't think it is a random thing. I think they do it on purpose. So there is some lore-ish type of stuff that we don't fully know yet. But again, like I said, bless you, it was really, really beautiful. And so even though that some of the pages don't have a lot of dialogue, I was very, very interested. Let me see if I can find a page to sort of give you guys an example. So I think this will have to do, because like on this side, we have basically nothing at all. And then even over here, we have like about three total panels with words. They have this sort of stuff too, which I know is probably supposed to be like another language that our main characters don't know because there's no translation for it. But the art style is so gorgeous. So I really did enjoy that one. I don't know what even my next book is. I think it's the Gospel of Loki. I don't know if I'm going to be reading another book tonight, but whether I decide to start one while I'm in bed tonight or not, I probably won't be able to update you guys until tomorrow, because it's about 6:20. We are going to be having dinner soon, and then he's going to go to bed. So I think this will be my last update for today, and we will talk about more books tomorrow. Hi, dude. Yeah. Hi. It is Wednesday. I forgot for a second. It's about 5:30 at night. In the evening, I guess. No. Yeah. We finally got his pictures done today. We decided to do it with bubbles, and then he made us do it over and over and over and over again. I also got some stuff edited, not fully for some videos, but enough. And then I did pick up the next book. This is The Gospel of Loki by Joanne Harris. Yep. And this is the foiled book, very foiled, which is the second prompt in the like oracle path that I'm doing. Yeah. I am 16 pages in so far because I just started it. Yeah, you're cute. So, like I was saying, I'm 16 pages in. Dude, I gotta talk. Apparently we're doing this again. Hi. 16 pages in. It's apparently Loki's version of events. I was assuming, I think I saw something about Ragnarok, so I don't know exactly how long the events are going on for or when they start. However, I've read the first 16 pages, which is about 2 chapters worth, and it's a lot of like info dumping about like Norse mythology, like the beginning of everything and what everything is made of, and you know, like how the different tiers of everything came to be. And I'm a little bit like slightly bored because the writing style's not the best, but also it's a lot of information at once. And so I'm really hoping it eventually gets us to, I guess, where this real story starts, and we can start the like experiencing what it is. If it's a whole book of just Loki info dumping Norse mythology, I'm not too sure how much I'm gonna like it. I do appreciate that the first couple pages of the book is basically a like who is who, and it is told from like Loki's point of view. So I'm gonna grab this really quick. And so it has like the gods, and it talks about different ones, but like one of them is like Honir the Silent, and it says never shuts up. Like, just some of it is a little bit funny to me. Heimdall the Watchman, not a fan, has it in for yours truly. So like Odin, Frigg, Thor. It says the Thunderer likes hitting things, not a fan of yours truly. Sif, his wife, nice hair, also not a fan of mine. So it started off from the get-go with like Loki's sort of personality, and I'm liking the personality parts, but like I said, a lot of the first couple chapters has just been info dumping without a lot of that personality showing through. So I'm hoping it gets better. But yeah, I do still need to edit more. That might actually end up happening tomorrow a little bit. We shall see. But I am definitely going to be reading more tonight in bed with the book light. If it doesn't pick up and actually start being like here's our story, this is what's happening. And if I get too bored, I might end up having to DNF. And for the Make Your Myth Taker Readathon, the only way to read a book that you have not already said you're going to read in the order that you said that you're going to read them is to DNF a book and replace it. So if I was going to end up DNFing this one, which I'm really, really hoping not to, I have to find another book that is a foiled cover to read instead. But yeah, so as for now, I'm gonna try and keep reading. We will be doing dinner in a little while. He's trying to get the book. We'll be having dinner in about an hour or so, and yeah, I'm gonna just try and read some more. Okay, I have not read any more of Gospel of Loki yet. Presley was getting a little bit cranky before dinner, and so we actually put on Tangled just to have something in the background that was colorful while we basically just sort of cuddled on the couch. He did play around a little bit as well, but I just didn't get any more reading in. But I did get one of my packages of books that I had ordered. I did want to unpackage it. It's not in a box. Okay, so these are all mass market paperbacks by Alyssa Cole. So this is, I think they're all, yeah, all their Reluctant Royals series. So we have a Princess in Theory. I don't know what order the other two come in, but we have a Duke by Default. This one got a little bit damaged, but it's a mass market, and it's not that bad, so I don't mind all that much. And then a Prince on Paper. I've been trying to do better about supporting Black authors and that kind of stuff, because I'm sure we all are right now. And these are things that I have had on my radar for a while. I've seen other people read them, but Zoe from You're a Book Nerd Zoe recently had them in her TBR for June, I believe it was, and she did like dramatic readings of just the summaries on the back. And I don't know, I think it's just because I decided I'm gonna spend money on books, I might as well spend money on these books. I also purchased a Kindle ebook from Alyssa Cole. I will just put the like picture up here, and it was just released today. Normally books come out on Tuesdays, but I want to say it came out today for whatever reason. I could be wrong. It could have been yesterday and I just didn't realize. But it's The AI Who Loved Me. I don't know what this is about very much, except for I do believe the male love interest is a neighbor, or a neighbor on a different floor of like an apartment complex to our female character, and I think he's an AI. I don't know how that works. And then another one I just wanted to mention here as well is another book that I found going through like Twitter recommendations. I've been trying to add a lot more to my list of things to read on Goodreads, and I want to read more because I have found some really, really nice ones. But this one is Conquest by Celeste Hart. This is apparently like a fantasy. However, I read the beginning of it because I was assuming like a high fantasy based on the fact that I think our like main character is supposed to be betrothed to a king, and she doesn't want to be part of his kingdom. I think she then decides she wants to like help spy on him, but then she might catch feelings for him. But I read the like synopsis, no, I read the sample, that's what I was talking about, on Kindle. And it's like set in a futuristic society, so it's like fantasy, but it also has sci-fi elements, at least from what I first started reading, so I'm very interested in that. And then I think I have another book supposed to be coming tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to be reading everything, except for I do think I might be trading out one of my books for the Olympic Games readathon that I'm going to be doing in a couple weeks. It's also through this month, however, I'm focusing on the Make Your Myth Taker readathon right now. But one of the prompts I'm supposed to complete for the Olympic Games readathon for the cabin god thing that I'm in is to read a romance. And so I think I might pick up one of these instead of the YA romance I was going to read. I usually prefer adult romances anyway, as long as there's great character development, and from what I've heard about these ones, there is. So yeah, I think it's just about 7:30 and it's gonna be bath time for that baby. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Oh, careful. Are you shy now? Are you shy now? Careful, dude. Okay, well, I totally filmed like I'm making coffee section of this video and I've drunk it all already. It's about 10:30. Hi. He just woke up from his nap because he actually woke up at 4:30 this morning. At about 5 something, yeah, and Nine took him, and then I don't know when he started napping, probably close to like 9ish, but he just woke up like 10 minutes ago. Yes. Oh, I love you too, dude. But so I actually finished editing a video that will be going up on Saturday, potentially Monday, depending on the way things go, which also means this vlog you might be seeing on a Thursday instead. I have no idea. I have so many videos that I'm planning on like getting done this month in June, and it's a ton. So I haven't quite figured how I'm doing everything yet, but I finished my coffee. I was actually going to put on TV or something in the background, but I figured I should let you guys know about the Gospel of Loki so far. I am about a quarter of the way through. I finished part 1, so I'm on page 71 now at the very beginning of part 2. There was absolutely no dialogue until page 19 in this book, and then even then there will be lots of Loki giving us like backstory. Everything is basically written like he's writing it, but it's from the past. Like he's telling us stories basically, and so they're not as slow as like the beginning of the book was. It's not as info dumpy, and it'll take like a couple chapters to tell a story. So like so far I feel like we've had like 2 main stories. I think one had like 2 chapters, one had like 3 chapters, but it's not my favorite yet. And again, I'm like 71 pages in, but I'm a quarter of the way through. And I guess it's just the way it's written. It's not a whole lot of dialogue. It's a lot more of like paragraphs of him explaining stuff. And I wish it was more action-y. Like it doesn't even have to be like action, but like stuff happening that I could see. So I'm hoping to finish this today, because I want to get to at least one more book in this vlog. We shall see. But I think we're gonna watch something a little bit while he first wakes up, and then I'll be reading as well. So everyone is finishing dinner, but I did actually get 2 packages today. 3 technically. One was the book that I mentioned that I was going to be getting. One was an owl crate that I unboxed that I will have to edit and put up later. And then one was actually a book that I had ordered used off of eBay a week and a half ago, I want to say, and that one's actually been in the mailbox for a couple days and I've just been too lazy to get it. So this is not going to be by a Black author, but it's out of print, and so I found one on eBay, not too expensive, and that is going to be Spirit by Bridget Kemmerer. I've read Storm, which is the first one, and then I own Spark. I know there is a book 4 and 5 in this series. Those ones are harder to find, especially book 5, and I want to say that they each follow a separate brother, so I don't think I necessarily need those other ones in the series. Potentially, we shall see, but this is a YA paranormal-ish sort of book. This one was published in 2013. I'm wondering, because I did read Anna Dressed in Blood last month and talked about it in my wrap-up that is going up on Saturday, so that'll already be up. And I actually really enjoyed it. It was another like sort of YA paranormal from like the early 2010s, and I know some of them are sort of cheesy and some of them aren't, and I've actually been sort of collecting them. So I think I might do a video on sort of like the really old YA paranormal sort of stuff. But that one I purchased a little while ago. And then this is the other book that I purchased from Amazon that is by a Black author. Baby's fine. He's with his dad and his grandparents. They're all sitting at the table eating. I'm actually sort of surprised at how nice of a condition it came in when the bag looks like this. I guess I shouldn't necessarily be surprised, but we have the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. For some reason, I kept going back and forth in my head if it was Jemisin or Jesimin. I don't know why, but I was confusing those two letters for a little while. This is a book that is a fantasy. I think it's a high fantasy. I've heard there's second person point of view. Hugo Award winner for 2016, which is amazing. But yeah, I have been hearing about this. I'm really bad at summaries for stuff that I've had on my list for a while. This is the way the world ends for the last time. It starts with the Great Red Rift across the heart of the world's sole continent, spewing ash that blocks out the sun. It starts with death, with a murdered son and a missing daughter. It starts with betrayal and long dormant wounds rising up to fester. This is the stillness, a land familiar with catastrophe, where the power of the earth is wielded as a weapon and where there is no mercy. I remember this being on the bookstore at Barnes & Noble when I worked there. Like, we had quite a little section of the books there because they were quite popular, I think especially after the winning of the award. And actually I think on the, 3 consecutive Hugo Awards for this series. Is it a trilogy? It might be a trilogy. But I'm very excited for it. And so yeah, so this was another one of the books that I had purchased just a couple days ago. Okay, well, it is going to be bedtime and stuff for the baby soon. I have gotten like another 40 pages into Gospel of Loki, and it's basically still just the same sort of stuff I was telling you. Lots of like telling the story to us, not as much dialogue. It's taking me a while to read it because I'm just not into it. I'm really hoping to finish it tonight because I don't want to spend much more time on it, but I could fully see myself not finishing it tonight, which sounds bad because I know I should do it. It's like just over 300 pages, so yeah. So I have not finished Gospel of Loki yet. I am very bored. It's just, again, like small story after small story. A lot of it is narration instead of dialogue. And I do have less than 140 pages left because actually, I think I said yesterday it was like just over 300 pages. It's not. It's just under 300 pages. It's 280 pages total. I'm more than halfway done. I have 140 pages left. I'm gonna finish it today. For sure. I'm not like going to bed until I do finish it. But yeah, definitely not enjoying this one. It's taking way longer than 280 pages should take. Oh, good baby. Okay, it is 4:10. I actually finished this maybe like half an hour ago, but then I had to go and like update my Goodreads and everything, and the baby is currently sleeping in the office. We have a pack and play in there. If I can actually get him asleep and not on me, it's great. But I did finally finish this. I think I'm giving it 2 stars. I took like 3 days to read a less than 300 page book. I just really didn't like the way it was told. Like, the writing style wasn't necessarily bad, but the fact that most of this was just told in like narrative info dumps, without basically any dialogue or much action until like the last bit of like sort of like the Ragnarok stuff. I was just bored. Yeah, this took me a lot longer than it should have. I think I talked to you guys this morning and said I had like less than 140 pages left, which I did. And it was just one of those things where like I tried to read it this morning and I could not focus. Like I read like the same couple paragraphs like over and over again. So I did end up finding the audiobook on Scribd, and my phone is all the way over there. I don't know who the narrator is. I will put it at the bottom of the screen because the narrator was great. Like I actually didn't mind listening to it on audiobook as much. Like again, I wasn't enjoying the story as much, but like the actual narrator of the audiobook was amazing. Like I preferred the performance. Like I enjoyed the performance better than the actual story. But yeah, I finished this crazy, oh, can you guys see? The camera is just stacked on a pile of books right now. Crazy foil cover, so I can check this off of my Make Your Myth Taker list for the Oracle Path. But yeah, I was very, very disappointed in that. If it wasn't such a short book, and by short book I mean how many pages it was to read, I probably would have switched it for something else. Although I'm not even sure what. I don't feel like I have a ton of foil-y type of covers. But so the next read that I will be starting later today is going to be Honor Among Thieves by Rachel Kane and Anne Aguirre. This is a YA sci-fi. I know I talked about this in my TBR video, I'm pretty sure. But I read an Anne Aguirre book last month, which was Strangelove. It was an adult sci-fi romance, but like I absolutely loved it. I also talked about it at length, I think, in my wrap up for May, which is going up tomorrow, so Saturday. That'll already be up. But I'm very excited for this. I think I remember people saying that it actually has like, I think LGBTQ, but I think it's like a female romance. So I'm very excited for that. This is a thicker book than I think any of the other books I have read yet so far this month. But I'm very excited for it because I'm really loving sci-fi right now. And I like Rachel Kane, and I really loved that Anne Aguirre book that I read. So I'm having high expectations for this. I really hope it doesn't disappoint. But yeah, that's my update for now, I guess. Like I said, baby is sleeping, and I will be reading this later. I'm a little burnt out on reading right now, truthfully, because of the Gospel of Loki, even though I did finish it as an audiobook. So I just need to take a little bit of a break. I don't know what exactly that break is going to be currently, but I need to have a break and not focus on a book. So I am currently reading Honor Among Thieves. I'm 70-ish pages through, so it's like 18%, almost 20%. It is starting off much better than Gospel of Loki, so I'm very, very excited about that. But I did read it in bed last night, and I don't know exactly when I'm going to read this right away. I do want to edit some videos today, and then I think I'm also going to go to the grocery store to get some stuff for me, because I'm running out of like my extra food that's not Chinese food. I mean, it sounds sort of bad, but Leon's parents are still here, and I'm just getting a little bit bored of the very, very common Chinese stuff that they make, which is basically just like the same 5-6 dishes almost every day now. So I'm going to get some of like my stuff for when I don't want their stuff. Probably also some stuff for the baby. I think we need like milk and eggs, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Oh, did you want more cracker? There you go. But yeah, so I will be reading later today especially, but I do think I'm going to be going to the store soon. It's like 10:15, and I think I probably want to try and get that done before lunch. We shall see. But right now, he's eating like a baby teething cracker. It's basically just like rice flour and some flavoring. Yeah. But he also likes to share it with the dog, as you guys saw when I flipped the camera around. Pippin was chewing because he likes to share. Thank you for sharing. We're currently sitting on the couch. I had to pick him up because he was freaking out about something and I don't know what he wants. He's been wanting my water recently, but like sometimes he isn't very good at drinking through a straw, and so he like chokes on it, and so I'm not doing that right now. So I figured the camera might be the best option. Yeah. I have not read anything yet, and I don't think I'm actually going to be updating anymore on reading today because I probably won't read again until bedtime. I've had a headache on and off all day, and we had a virtual baby shower for my sister-in-law this afternoon, so I just haven't really had time even when I didn't have a headache. But yeah, I think we're just sitting here staring at the camera. And yeah, I probably won't be updating about the book right now because I don't think I'm going to end up reading it until tonight. We are going to be having dinner soon. Leon went to go pick out takeout from Olive Garden because I've been wanting something besides Asian food for a while, like I talked to you guys about a little bit earlier, and so I love their salad and pasta, and so that's what we're doing for dinner, and we're just gonna chill, I guess, because yeah, he was just going the whole time. Want something I probably don't or can't give him, so we're gonna be good, right baby? He just woke up from his nap because it's Sunday and it's like 5:20 in the evening. I'm on page like 208 of the book now. I got to like page 140 something last night, and I'm really enjoying it. I just, like I said yesterday, had a headache yesterday, and then today I was editing my video for tomorrow. That is all done. It is exported and scheduled for uploaded and then scheduled. I have read obviously like 50 something, almost 60 pages so far today, which is pretty good. I was really hoping to finish this book tonight sometime, but I just don't think that's necessarily going to happen. But I am really enjoying it. I know I didn't really specify what this book was about before because I wasn't entirely too sure, but basically we follow our main character of Zara Cole, who apparently didn't like growing up in like New Detroit, which was like a high, I guess sort of like a rich neighborhood part of, I'm assuming, Detroit or Michigan. So as she was sort of growing up, she decided to sort of be on the wrong side of the tracks, and she was basically like a pickpocket sort of thing. But she ends up being picked to go and spend a year on a Leviathan, which is a sentient species that are like as big as spaceships, and they accept the honors, which is like the program of people that go up into space into the Leviathan. So even though it's a living being, you live inside them, and like it's like supposed to be like a cultural exchange of information. So currently the part I'm in is her and one other girl inside of their Leviathan, and they're just starting their sort of like projects of what they're going to be doing. I'm very curious to see where this is going to go. I'm loving the fact that it is a sci-fi with like aliens. I really love sci-fi, but I think it's even better when you have species and aliens that are not, you know, us. I also love the diversity so far that's been in this book. Zara Cole is black, and Beatrice, who is the other person on the Leviathan with her right now, is from Brazil. I'm pretty sure. I think she said she was from Rio. So now I'm really hoping I don't look like an idiot and Rio is actually in Brazil. I'm pretty sure it is, but I'm so bad at geography. Yeah, I hope I don't look like an idiot for that. But so I'm just really, really enjoying this book so far. And yeah, I'm gonna be reading more, but I don't think it's gonna be finished today. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we love the baby. Oh.